Myself, the wonderful William Thompson, and as always, the delectable Mr. Paddy McDonnell.
What's that mean?
Delectable? Like delicious.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll take that.
We are sponsored, as always, by That Prize Guy.
That prize guy.
Not a prize guy.
Not the prize guy.
Not some prize guy.
That prize guy.
That fucking prize
That
guy.
8 millionaires. 8 fucking millionaires he's made, and he's fucking making more.
He's giving away homes, he's giving away cars, he's giving away dream holidays. You can enter raffles for as low as 40p, maybe even lower.
19p, 15p.
19p,
Roughly.
15p.
There's free ones when you register your email address.
Go for free. And if that's not low enough, enter the code Mudblood10 when you're at the little purchase point to get 10% off whatever ticket you're buying. Let them know that the boys at Mudblood sent you. 10% off. You could, if it's a 15p one, you're saving 1.5p. If it's a pound one, you're saving 10p. It all adds up. Let them know that the boys sent you. Mudblood10, thatprizeguy.com.
Check them out on their socials. The content's very funny. They're doing quite good, and they have free giveaways if you comment below on their Facebook posts, Instagram posts. So check them out. That Prize Guy, our sponsor.
Also check out the Mudblood Patreon. We have almost 4 years of extra content.
Extra condoms.
Extra condoms?
We have extra condoms if you want them. Loads of them falling out of my pockets.
Don't.
We ordered
We
way
don't.
too many.
I know you don't.
We don't. We don't. I know your dick's got bigger since you fucking started taking Ozy Pack or whatever the fuck you
Great.
call it.
It's great.
Is it called Ozy Pack?
Ozempic.
Ozempic? Ozy Pack. It should be called Ozy
Ozy
Pack.
Pack.
That's fucking better.
Yeah. I tell you what.
Ozy Pack sounds like the fat fucking reducing needle you get up in Nat's Corner Market.
Yeah. Don't have us with Ozy Pack, bro. It's good, mate. It's just
It's the same thing.
It's 150 in the
Same
shops.
fucking thing.
£7 here.
It's like that time.
I'll do you a favour. I'll give you it for £2.
That's that time I asked for Fragger and your mom says he's the same fucking things. And it was like blood fucking thinners. And he was like, it does the same fucking thing. Same fucking thing. Does not.
Yeah. Check out the Mudblood Patreon with extra content, stand-up specials, live pods, panel shows, never mind the mock blames, with loads of shit. Check it out. You can sign up for as little as £1 a month. And enjoy this week's episode. We are joined today by the wonderful Miss Hatty Preston, one of my favourite comics in England.
Thanks for having me. This is so nice.
I know.
Yeah, no,
Is this the first English comic we've had on?
No.
Who have we had on? Freddie. Did we have Freddie?
Do you have Freddie?
We didn't have Freddie on.
Sure.
We didn't.
We did.
Fuck off.
Freddie was just in the taxi video.
We've definitely had
but
Freddie on.
We had, what do you call the guy?
We've had Tom Houghton.
Tom Houghton.
Really? God, you were really English.
Yeah, fucking full on. Fucking,
Did he understand you?
Me and Tom, we have a great fucking relationship.
He's
We have a
great. I like Tom
love
a lot.
I
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
really like him. His stories are fantastic.
Of course
as well,
they are.
Because
They're
it's like
absurd.
yes,
Yeah.
they're completely absurd, and he's the total opposite of me. It's sort of like a yin yang love thing we have going on. It's
Oh, I
fucking
love
very
that.
good.
Only in comedy do you get those like odd couple relationships.
Yeah.
Like, well, it's like me and Freddie. Like everyone's like, how? I was like, only comedy could have brought me and Freddie Quinn together.
Yeah.
Like only us. And it's just mad how people have these weird friendships with people you should never even have been in a room with.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
there's no room. You should have found yourself in with Tom Horton and been like, this is great.
Well, when
Like,
his dad found out that we were in a room together, he wasn't happy.
yeah, sure, I believe it.
There's people in comedy, I'm like, if I was in an airport and they were at the same gate as me, I'd be going, don't be fucking beside me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in comedy, I'm like, I love this.
I know, it's weird,
Yeah.
isn't it? God, we're such rats.
It is. But you know what? We all have a common thing where we're all fucking nuts.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah,
mental.
I think that,
And
yeah.
that is like, it's like going to a youth club or a fucking school. Like
Yeah.
Dead Meat was like...
Well, we were talking about Dead Meat just before, and Dead Meat was exactly that. It was this like melting pot of, I don't know how they did it, and I don't think the boys did it on purpose because they don't, but they just managed to get a bunch of comics together who aren't complainers. Do you notice that? Like everyone there, no one's a moaner.
Yeah.
And we were all just there for like such a good time,
Yeah.
such a good
Nobody
day.
gave a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, like, Freddie came over and he was like, I'm so sorry, because they put me on at the same time as Jamie, and obviously Glenn Wood was on before me. Everyone left to go over and watch Jamie. So I had like 20 people in a massive tent to see me. And Freddie's like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, I couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Our
Like,
podcast had
genuinely-
like, was on like 10 in the morning. There's like 7 people at it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't give a fuck.
Fuck,
We're taking
we-
edibles.
We're here, like, we were just here for the fucking thing. And everybody I've met who was at it, I'm like apologising to him because,
Yeah.
like, I didn't realise I was getting fucking high, and then I just got higher and higher, and it was just, Andrew Maxwell had to look after me.
No,
And
everyone had one.
That may need to be a thing. He doesn't even, somebody else says to me, no, he didn't. And I was like, no, he really did.
You were fine.
But in my head, I was like, he like looked after me. And
You were fine enough that I was like, I can go down there about. He doesn't need looked after.
But you went missing. I've got this wrong. You went missing. And because someone, I think Ryan or you or someone came up to me and went, have you seen Willy?
It's definitely me.
And I was like, I really
Hopefully it
haven't
was
for a
him.
long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I really haven't. I was obviously one eye on Jojo Sutherland the whole day and another eye on Ishan, who had lost his fucking
the
mind.
Ishan thing was...
Unreal.
We were there.
My favourite story.
We were there, right? And what happened was, Rob came in and went, there's edibles on the table, and he was like, that one there, don't take a full one of that, only take a half of that, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Ishan was sitting there, just opened the packet, took out, and just dropped a full one.
Oh my God, and he's not that guy anyway. Like, he's not.
No,
that's not his.
what I mean.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's not his thing, and so he just, like, because he didn't
Colin,
know.
who isn't a dickhead, right? But he didn't realise what Ishan had. So Colin was going, take a full one,
And he just dropped it.
And we went,
we like
Ryan.
sort of knew, but we were high, but for some reason, my voice didn't work anymore, so I was just like, because in my head I was going, is it my place to tell him he shouldn't be taking it? I don't really know the crack with Ishan, you know.
No, absolutely, it was your place.
Whoa.
Oh my God, I just went haunted.
Oh, have I
Yeah.
died?
Is that me?
Ishan, where are you?
Yeah.
This is all you heard. Today.
Yeah.
That was
It was like a
That was like
flashbang.
the Wednesday
Yeah.
coming back.
Remember. Yeah.
Yeah, so, and then he done that, and then Rob came in and was like, no, and he spat it out. But I think the damage had been done.
I think it had been
He'd
done.
taken half of it, and I went, yeah, because we went there. I was like, Rand, do you know what he had? And we told him, and Rand went, oh yeah, spit that out. The fuck, that'll kill you. Like,
And then I met him.
which is the worst thing to do once he's already taken it.
He was just standing like
Yeah, panic him. That's a good idea. Give him that and then be like, panic.
Yeah, because then
he
I
doesn't
seen the
need help
panic
with
in
that.
his face. And then I met him like an hour later, and he was just standing in the field like this.
I walked past him, and he was sitting in that seat, just going. I was like, yo, good brother. He just went. I was like, all right, have a good one, mate. Hold on to
And
that
then
grass.
He
Your man.
giggled for 3 hours straight. Like he, at one point, he just giggled from the start and giggled for 3 hours straight. And I was like, I mean, this is lovely, but
There
I
should
don't
have
know.
been cameras. There should have been cameras.
Well,
We should have recorded.
I've got the recording of his set at my show where
Oh,
I was saying to you, like, he got up on stage. It hit just before he got up because I watched him look at me as he went up and just look at me with that sort of like, oh my God. Jojo had just done the most unhinged set I've ever seen in my life. Jojo went up, listed all, she was off her face by this point. She listed all the minorities in the country who have it worse than her, and then closed on a Tom Sawyer quote and left. I was like, wait, what? And
I'm pretty sure she was a box of wine deep.
I 1,800 boxes of wine down. Rob Mulholland came in. He's like, "How's it going?" I was like, "Oh, Jojo Southern just got up and gave him a Tom Sawyer quote and got the fuck out of there."
Jojo is like a character from fucking medieval Game of Thrones or something, isn't it?
My!
It is like,
I
and
don't-
people will go, that's farts, that. There's nobody would be like that.
No, she is.
I don't-
That's
Do you know what I mean?
So we'd had the show where I'd got up and, tried my hardest. Kay had gone up, done her best. We had to wake Bobby Mayer up to go on stage. Like, Bobby Mayer was asleep on the table and we had to be like, it's your turn. So we went on stage. Jojo did her bit and then Ishan got up, looked at me as he walked up on stage like, Hatty. He got up on stage, started giggling, told everyone he was about to shit himself, giggled more, put the mic down, came up and went, that was 15, yeah? I was like, what's happening?
And this sounds like a shit show. It was the best festival.
It was
The
the
crowd
best.
are-
This is what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Like, everyone was like, this was amazing. Can't wait to
They
go
were,
next
weren't
year.
they? Like, people
Yeah,
go,
it
this is the best show I've ever seen.
It was just
ever.
these two guys, and they were like, do you know what was great about today? These two English guys were just like, we're just fucking hanging about yous and watching what yous are doing, like, and yous are just fucked. And he says, we're having fun watching yous being fucked, walking about.
Do you know what I think it was? It was like we invited all of the Dead Men Talking fans on a night out with comedians.
Yes,
like
that's
that's sort of what it
that's
felt
what it
like was, and I think they got that quite quickly. Was This might not be the most polished 20-minute sets you're ever going to see from a group of quite able comedians, I hope.
Yeah.
But what you are going to do is feel what it's like when you come out with us on one of the surprise nights out.
Yeah.
Like,
that's it. They should fucking.
And dispels that
maybe
myth
not.
that like the comedians are just cool people who are great talkers and that they exude confidence, and then you go into the tent. Two of us are talking about our favourite Batman film and fighting about it. Ishan's panicking. Jojo's on some conspiracy with 2 boxes of wine in her. Bobby's passed
and I'm
out.
freaking out looking at cunt in the gang.
Yeah. He'd never.
I had never seen him before, so I walked
my
in and
God.
seen this guy, and I knew it was a wig, and I was like,
And I love cunts in the gang.
and I was like, is he a cop? He's not meant to be here. And he was looking at me, but then I obviously wasn't. But in my head, I was going, and I was like, who is that? And then they were going, that's cunt in the gang, and I was like, and I didn't know what that was.
you're like an improv
I made you
group.
come see him and you hated it.
I hated it. I made it like that if I wasn't high.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
just
like it
freaked
was
out.
like,
Yeah.
So funny, isn't it?
I think
And then
Andrew Maxwell didn't like it too.
No.
He probably
my
wasn't there,
God.
was he?
I don't know, mate. You were with me. I don't remember Andrew Maxwell being there.
It's not bad when you have someone in your head that he looked after me the whole day.
Just man, I forgot Andrew Maxwell was even there.
That's how you know he didn't look after me.
Because like
That's how you know that he wasn't. I have spoke to
bailed.
him once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's went, I'm out of here. And I thought that he's with me the whole day.
you fight clubbed yourself
Yeah.
into thinking he's there the whole time. And I'm like, Andrew wasn't there.
Like genuinely concerned about me. Like he was telling me, you and William need to go home and all. And I was going, right, okay.
Dead Meat is his Shutter Island.
Yeah. Exactly.
so good. And then you go across, you go out this tent where it's all chaos, and there's like a fucking bucking bronco and people wrestling and doing, what was the other thing they were doing?
tattoos, like
live tattoos of dead
and you
men.
weren't allowed to pick what you wanted. This was the
You
thing.
couldn't pick your tattoo. Like, it was
There was the
demented.
the
Can
curry.
hard recommend Dead Meat Fest 2025.
So then you used to have the curry, the fucking that had the grass in it. No,
no. I was smart
Fuck
enough to
me.
not have that.
that was what fucking sent me over fucking the edge. I
Grass
didn't
from the ground or grass in it?
like it was grass, so it was made of
Edibles.
grass, so it was edibles and stuff in it and grass. And I had that, and I was fucking. I was the Andrew Maxwell curry. I'm going to call it from now on.
Yeah, the meat. Yeah. So just Andrew Maxwell just
God.
looks after you. But like my thing with drugs is like I will take the amount until I know I'm fucked, and then I go, I don't need any, and I can't be pressured. When they're like, take it, you funny. I'm like, I'll be a funny. And then within an hour, they're freaking out, and I'm like, told you it was a bad idea. And I
No,
get to be
Ishan
all
doesn't
smug.
have that. Ishan is one of those people who I think you could, like, you know, boys at school, you could chant them into doing anything you wanted them to
Yeah.
do. Ishan's still there. Like, I think I could still chant Ishan into doing absolutely anything I wanted.
I think he walked into a room and everybody was fucked, and he was like, I need to catch up. I think
Yeah.
that's what sort of happened.
Yeah, because we arrived a bit later. We came after lunch, and oh, man, did he catch up? What a
Yeah.
guy!
Man was fucking gone. I went and judged the talent show.
Good.
That's when I went missing. That's where I was. I was doing the talent show.
I couldn't find you then. I was,
No,
I
because everyone was. Yeah,
And there was a
bit
guy in a
of- where's
wheelchair
Willy?
who we kept having an argument. Because
You did?
yeah. Like he was on the show. It was part of the show.
He's back.
Back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Great
he
guy.
also
Yeah,
has
yeah.
a lovely fella.
Yeah.
But I was also stoned and he kept making disabled jokes at me and I was like, I'll tip you out of that fucking wheelchair.
Which actually, in the context of Dead Meat, would have been absolutely fine.
Yeah, people would have loved that.
Normally that would ruin a show. Everyone on Deadbeat was like, yes, they're fighting.
Do it.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm surprised
They
you
just
fucking
put-
a death match in the fucking wrestling
They'd just
ring.
put you in the ring. Yeah, exactly. Be like, whoa, hold a second.
It's gonna be like when Jimmy and Timmy fight in South Park. I was like, I'm gonna knock fuck out.
Freddie this year going, can we get a disabled rep to put the fucking wheelchair into the ring?
God, I know, it was a great.
What's the date of it this year? Because I'm trying to convince the boys to come over.
Yeah.
And
So I'm working on McCann, but so Saturday, 30th of August.
I think I can come just after Edinburgh.
Yeah.
That's what I need straight after.
I was going to say, that's perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
they've timed it real well on
come
this one.
down.
Yeah. Get, see
My
people I actually
God.
like again. Like, hello.
Yeah.
Wonder who's going to look after me this year.
I'll be there. I will be
No, but I
there.
mean, like,
Aye.
they're not real people.
Andrew Maxwell again. You're like, mate, Maxwell died 5 years ago. I saw the dead meat.
Is Maxwell in the room
Robert
right now?
Maxwell, the fucking
Aye.
news tycoon,
Ghislaine's dad.
just standing in his towel.
Oh,
Do you know, I was watching the Vikings recently. I always see people in different people. I always like,
Andrew
oh,
Maxwell's brilliant in that.
no, but the king in it is so like Freddie Quinn.
Is he?
Yeah, King Egbert.
Does he get Legionnaires halfway through?
He just is so Freddy. He's like, you would think that he spent a weekend with Freddy before he went and shot the fucking scene. Like, he just gets on like him.
That's the energy.
And yeah, it's just like Freddy. It's so funny.
He's in some shape now.
He's lost a lot of weight.
He literally has to be.
He has to be. I mean, he's not well.
No.
Like, he's not well at all, and it's driving me mad. But no, he's not well. But you two skinny bitches, you're just on your supermodel shit, aren't you now? You lot.
Well, he actually put the work in. I'm cheating. That's class.
No, sure, you absolutely are, yeah. But you lent me your tits, which I really appreciate.
what's it?
You lent me your tits.
Yes.
Which I really appreciate. Just for context, I am pregnant. Just haven't had a boob job. Like, not
I didn't have them in the car when you could take it.
Yeah, no, Freddie's not doing the injections. But he's got this other thing, so he can't eat like proper meals at the moment because of and so he is just wasting away.
Yeah.
I don't really know what point you get to where you're like you've
went too far the other
to
way.
a tube.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what, but yeah, no, I know. How
yeah.
are you feeling on it all?
Great. Well, I'm still gymming and
I was going to
eating
ask
well.
you doing the thing where you're supposed to, where you have to like implement it alongside a healthy lifestyle.
If you want it to be effective.
Sustainable. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
yes.
good, Willie. Very
And the
good.
problem, but the thing that people don't realize is when you have like fried food,
Yeah.
it physically makes you ill. Like you are so sick if you had just whatever it does. So like
enzymes
really
and
greasy,
stuff,
just
yeah.
fucks with you. So me and Mickey were filming for something on Monday, which I legally can't say what it was.
I can't.
Eurotrash. And we're filming from 5
No.
5 until
Willie is the next Bond. Yeah.
He's not doing the injections, is he?
No, but we're filming from 5 until 4 in the morning. So halfway through it, you get dinner.
Yeah.
But also on set, dinner is
Shit.
Yeah, so that was lovely to be fair. I just had a burger, and then it was our time to film the scene. And then the burger had kicked in, so we were like, Mickey's like, "What's my line?" I'm beside him
burger
going,
kicked in?
I'm
You're
beside
in
him
a
going.
coma.
You made it sound
Yeah.
like the burger was fucking like, woo.
Literally, it is. And like Mickey was like, "What's our line? What are we gonna do here?" And I was just looking at him going,
Mickey saying what's our line is a different thing as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, me and him have one line each, and kept forgetting.
Because you didn't have to rehearse, you were like, it's only one line. Fucking
Always
try
the
and do
way.
I maintain one line's harder than.
it. Is that done?
Yeah, it's done.
Just have a good time.
Great thing.
Were you playing yourselves?
In a spiritual sense.
Get you. Yes.
Keep granting.
But it's whether like if you give me a paragraph, I would learn that better than you going.
Yeah.
And you say this at this
Was
point.
it set in a comedy club?
No.
No,
It was on
no.
the street. On the
Right,
street.
okay, dead on.
It's always the way, isn't it? Because you're like, oh, we're banging out on the day. And then on the day when everyone's like, stand here, hold this, pick up this, look at it. And then you're like, what am I
This is
doing?
why I say, like, doing porn wouldn't be as easy as people think.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amen.
He's always saying it.
always
saying it.
has said it.
Does talks in schools.
Yeah.
Nah, but
What is this
You think that's an easy way out?
Yeah.
but most kids now have as an option. Like,
Hey, he's not wrong though. It's viable. Like if you have a little pretty girl, it is more cost efficient for her to not be intelligent. Sorry, I'm sure there's some very intelligent. I know there's some very intelligent girls on OnlyFans, but like doctoring versus OnlyFans, that's your fucking pension, lad.
I mean, the many stories I've read of girls who were like in university and couldn't afford the fees.
Yeah.
And they went, fuck it, and they went on OnlyFans, and then they're like, why am I
What am
finishing
I
the degree?
doing? Yeah.
You know, where they're like,
Men slag it. If we could do it, 100% I'd do it.
we can't do it.
You can.
No.
There
Men,
is a market.
men have flooded the market by giving the dick away for free, right?
No, I see. Okay, I see
Do you know,
what you're saying. Yeah.
the demand is not there for dick pics because we'll do it at the drop of a
I
fucking
think it
hat.
is if
mean-
you're a certain person.
A meal OnlyFans is about as welcome as like the 15p like bag charge in a supermarket.
Yeah.
It's like
I
we've
know
got
what
it
you
for free
mean.
for
why
so
would
long.
I do this?
Do you know what?
I've got a dick for life
Do you know
on
what?
my phone. Yeah.
I'm gonna start an OnlyFans and we're gonna give it a trial run.
Please do
Right,
it.
so
The
let's talk
OnlyFans.
content, baby. What are you thinking?
Blood mud OnlyFans.
I'm not filming it.
What?
Sean's going
Fuck it, may as well start now.
Potty clap us in there.
But I think
You're like the kid in Full Monty who's just like, oh, you shouldn't be here.
I'm all for this. I'll help you. What are you thinking content-wise?
I don't know. I think we should start off and see what people want, and then we'll work up.
And then hard launch it at Dead Meat 2025.
Yeah.
do a live OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, you're 46. Dead meat could be the name of the page.
I'm 40. I am fucking 44. You cheeky bastard. Do not say that. I am 44.
Sorry, my mistake. I keep thinking you're the same age as my dad. I forget you're just a bit younger than. That's why I thought 46. You could you've bedtime. You have bedtime. You could make that. See if you made right. You're making bank on OnlyFans. Would you fully go for it? Like
100%.
Gimp yourself up.
If the money was coming in, I would fucking do whatever
You're
I wanted.
right. God, yeah.
Yeah.
I would. 100%.
I think this is absolutely the right time for it, by the way, because women are going, and I mean this, all women, I do speak on behalf of women, are going fucking ballistic for Yellowstone at the moment. Like, Yellowstone has done
Cowboys.
something to us. But they're like older, gruffer, like men.
Hold
Do
on.
you know what I mean? They're
Hold
like,
on, you're saying that.
no, but do you know what? They're not like,
Oh, they're rougher. There's a few words getting fucked
no, I said gruffer. But you know, they're not like, it's not fucking the OC anymore. Do you know what I mean?
okay,
We're not
see,
these like
yes.
twinky little LA
It's not-
boys.
yes.
Like, it's like these like men who are doing men things and like fucking you and shooting shit. And
Just
you're
want to
like,
see you sanding something
yeah,
with your bollocks. Like.
yeah. Can you hammer something to the ground? Okay, that is.
I have
really
photos
think it's
to
the
fucking
climate
prove
for
it.
it.
Like I have photos that can start that.
There you go.
I do want to see them.
No, but not like explicit photos, but what I mean is like there's stuff
Doing
there.
man shit.
Yeah.
But it is. It's such an indictment of women that we've spent all this time being like, we want to be respected and we want to have this. We want men to treat us. And then Yellowstone comes out. We're like, no, we don't. No, we don't at all. We want men on a farm in dirt with a violent history. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we want.
You're going to have to change the name of the tour show from On the Tools to something else.
Here's my turn.
God, just slugging each other and like scooping up shit. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Oh, is that what you're going to go for?
yeah, well it's sort of like
That's it. Ladies love tradies. Absolutely go for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is okay, fine. You got the banner for your OnlyFans, and that's perfect.
There we go.
I'm so excited for this next chapter of your lives, boys.
Yeah.
This
Fuck
is really
stand-up.
exciting. Yeah.
No, I still do stand up because like I need that for my therapy, but like the OnlyFans
yeah,
will do
yeah.
There's a girl, I met her in Liverpool, does OnlyFans to stand up.
Taylor?
Taylor.
Good
Yes.
girl. Top girl.
So sound.
Yeah. Really
Yeah.
good girl. And again, that's what I mean. Like, she's a bright girl. She's a lovely girl. She's very like she just worked out. She can make a fucking fortune because she also happens to be a smoking hot babe. But
Yeah,
But this is my point about porn. Like back in the day, they would have had to look up a fucking dodgy phone number in a fucking phone book or
Yeah.
fucking something, and then they were
Unstick it,
and
yeah.
this guy like, you have to come in for an audition on a sofa,
Yeah.
and then they didn't know what they were going to.
Yeah.
They
It's
can
so
do it
safe.
themselves in
It
their
is.
own house.
Yeah.
You know, and fucking not worry about anything. They can do content with other people if
Yeah.
they want. They can do it on their own. It's
Yeah.
look at Rebecca Goodwin. I mean, I know there's been this whole like hoo-ha about this last week.
Explain to me what this drama is.
Rebecca Goodwin,
I know who she
you know
is.
who she is. And do you know Rebecca Goodwin? She,
Ginger girl.
Paddy, she's wonderful. She's a
So
girl,
lovely.
a wonderful girl. She had a really, really tough time in her childhood, like a really, really tough time. And she has grown up and she went to OnlyFans a few years ago. She makes an absolute fortune. I mean, the titles are very, very funny. Like it's all like obviously like porn, like parodies of already
Yeah,
like, titles. Like it is very funny. She does it. She goes ham. Like, you know, she's not half a job Harry. She's fucking
the production value.
production values are insane.
Outstanding.
And she's
Are you on her?
No, I'm not on it, but
And she's a good
she was
girl.
on Dead Meat, so I followed her. So
Yeah.
she puts up like the.
But she makes
know who
so
you're
much
talking
money.
about now.
She makes
Yeah.
so much money, like so much money. What she's done is she invests in affordable housing. So she's bought up all these houses in her area in the north, and she rents them out really, really, really low cost to women who are getting out of abusive relationships or people who would otherwise be homeless or people with families. She's amazing. She's
is amazing.
absolutely amazing. And obviously, of course, pays a fortune in tax because she's
Yeah.
an incredibly well-earning businesswoman actually at this stage. She went on this other podcast. I don't even want to say what his name because it gives it air. She went on this other podcast, and the Dead Meat Boys like adore her. The Haverwide
I
Boys
saw this.
adore her. Like she is just one of like
Bet it's
God's
called
great
something
people.
fucking
I know it is, but I don't want to
hustle
say
and grind.
it. I don't want to say it. It's so ugh. These three boys, and they basically again what you were saying in terms of safety. Rebecca's worked out a way of having had a very unsafe childhood. OnlyFans is actually very safe for her, which is on her terms. She's in control.
Yeah.
She has agency. She has autonomy. It's sex, but it's on her way and whatever. Into this thing. Ostensibly, when you do a podcast, I mean, I know you too, so obviously this is a delightful thing. Yeah. Ostensibly, I'm being brought as a woman to a room in the middle of nowhere with two boys I could potentially not know at all.
Yeah.
She was brought exactly that. Three men she'd never met before in her life, but she did the podcast because she's a good girl. And they just go at her about like, aren't you embarrassed? Where's your dignity? Like, what do you even offer for society?
I have
and
seen this.
fucking bully her for like
Sorry,
however long it is. And like,
what was the last one?
you do nothing for society, aren't you? Where's your dignity? And
Three lads with a podcast.
One of them.
I do a podcast. I'll tell you now. I'm contributing.
But also, where's your dignity? Also, what do you contribute to society? One of the boys in the podcast, there are rape allegations against him, and you're like, my guy. And
it was also in like their flat or something that they're
so literally 2 with their house, 3 boys she didn't know, just her. And she has this amazing moment where they're like, what about your dignity? She's like, I had my dignity taken from me at 4 years old. I will never get that dignity back. That's the problem with survivors of what happened. Like, dignity's off the table. What I do now is the best I can do for my children's lives, for other people's lives, for my life, and to take back the agency that I never had as a child. Fucking mic drop moment for that girl. Like, mwah. And they're still like, yeah, but what do you actually fucking do for society? She's like, I spent 200 grand in taxes last year. I do affordable housing for as many people as I humanly can. You're just like, the fucking audacity of this. And she is...
Sounds like they didn't even do the research.
Well,
into
right,
her.
or didn't understand it, or they're too stupid to understand what this is and what it represents for someone like Rebecca.
Just Andrew Tateism, isn't it? Like,
it's
Yeah,
like
they were
fucking-
thinking like, yeah, we're going to get
fucking
loads.
like GCSE foundation paper Andrew Tate. You're just like, oh, you doing this? Like it's, she's amazing. But in terms of the safety aspect, that's what people don't realize. It's actually safer for women. This thing. I think it's fucking great.
And there has been like the argument. It is an old thing. There's obviously, business there, and there always has been business for porn or
it's the oldest profession in the world.
Yeah, prostitution.
Yeah,
but even OnlyFans isn't prostitution.
No, it's not. It's taking back control of your
That's what I
sexuality.
said. You know what I mean? So, and there's a lot of negativity around it, like with the Bonnie Blue stuff, and
sure,
people going, is she okay? And I don't know.
She loves it. You can see it in her eyes. She's in there for
she's
the
another
love
one.
of the game.
She's 26, babe. She looks about 40, and you're like, how you doing, babe?
Well, her skin should clear up any minute.
Yeah.
Loads of serum.
Yeah. Smooth, like, I'll tell you that.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's maybe.
Maybe it's 1,001 men's sperm.
Is she pregnant?
Yeah.
Nah, just fuck off. Is she actually? She says she is, but there's like. I have a theory on that. I don't. Yeah.
So the follower will be drawn by that praise guy.
I'm just gonna spin the wheel. And
Who is it?
If they all split the child support, it's about 15p each, so it's all good.
Oh my god!
Start a Patreon for the child.
My favourite thing about that, did you see the guy? So you were seeing little screenshots of like people queuing up.
Yeah, and their socks and their masks.
And people are like, she's a disgrace. I'm like, they're weirder. They're weirder.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even queue up for fucking Chick-fil-A if there's 1,000 people in the queue, let alone to buck someone.
Wozniak said that on the pod. He's like, I just, there's something, there is, it's kind of says something about the men also. I was like, does it?
Yeah.
Does it say something about the men?
Yeah.
So
like,
it's
I'm
just
weird
a
about
hallway
a
of-
fucking Portaloo at a festival.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
There's
mean?
just 1,000 men in like their boxers and socks.
and they got 45 seconds each.
Yeah, which is plenty.
Do you think, okay, you have to start, but if some of them would have to like
More
start
than enough.
ahead of
Aye.
time.
In the hallway,
The
just...
wall, that's
I-
why I was like, you have to start.
I've been
am
here from
sure,
7.
I am sure a lot of them was like fucking couldn't. Like, I'm
100%.
Imagine trying to make small talk there too. Rashford's fucking struggling at the minute, isn't they? Shite, like.
The transfer.
But there was one guy who was like 18 and his ma came and got him.
No, Willie,
Like,
no.
by the... That's what she said.
Do you wonder was there a guy just standing in the crowd fully clothed and they're like, you may start getting ready, and he's like, lads, I don't like using that. I just like using my tongue.
Or the guy who was going to be like, this is going to blow her mind. Then there are a couple who are like, she is going to love.
Or one that went in and forgot himself and went,
I know I'd go in, see someone else's big dick and go, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm like, that's not fair.
How do you
you're
organise
fucking,
1,000
yours is
people?
fucking massive now.
This is before.
I think it's like the post office where they come in and they get given a number.
Must be, but how did she organise 1,000 people to be there? I can't organise them to turn up for the
Oh,
ball.
yeah.
You get Bonnie Blue here, he'll be here as fuck.
Maybe
You
if
get
you wore,
Bonnie Blue here, Willie will open the fucking gates of this factory.
maybe if you wore a few less clothes, Sean, they would
Yeah.
have a time.
I
Maybe
need
this
to
is a
step
you
up.
thing.
I'm sitting there, like, ever heard of a Zempic bomb?
Hatty, that's my younger brother, by the way.
Is it?
So it's even weirder. That's even weirder. I have seen him in the
family
clothes on
shit's
him.
huge on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
guys.
I have changed his shitty nappy. Like, that's just it.
What's your age
This morning?
gap?
It's 16.
16 years.
God, I fucking love Irish families. It's so fun. That's so ace. Oh,
Yeah.
bless you.
Oh, yeah, I think my youngest brother's like 2.
Yeah, I remember you saying this. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm second oldest. There's one older.
Your dad is so Irish and Fenian, but he's not.
Tell him
it's
that.
fucking ridiculous.
Tell him that.
It's
He'll not enjoy it.
fucking ridiculous. Like.
He's amazing. He's just virile man.
Protestants traditionally would have only had 1 or 2
That's
kids.
what I figure, and then it's
His dad was like, no.
See, I mean, there is still that divide, but like there is Protestants traditionally, and then there's the working class ones, and they're just as wild. Like,
Well, obviously you're going to have men that just don't give a fuck. Like, they don't have the Protestant principles of fucking get a wife, have 1 child, have a nice house.
raised in the church.
Yeah, you know, that's what people think. It's like, you know, we all used to think you had everything, and you know, the Protestants were elite compared to us.
Yeah.
And then you went to a Protestant's house, and you were like, "Are you sure?"
I still get that. People being like, "Oh, you rich Protestants." I'm like, "I've been to your house. You are your dad's mortgage advisor.
Yeah.
You're fuck off."
That's the so that's the class. Well, not class, but that's the sort of Protestants are richer and Catholics aren't.
Well, what
That's the,
traditionally
like-
was the shipyard in Belfast employed 40,000 people. 37,000 of them were Protestants.
Got it.
Yeah.
So
Fine,
the
fine,
Protestants
so
would
the
get the job
employment
because
rate was
it was a state that was given to Protestant people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when they give it
Yeah.
in the 1920s, it was
Back in the days.
79% Protestant.
Yeah.
And it was run by the Protestants. It was votes and
And-
whatever.
and-
Fine, so it's
they
the-
looked
yeah,
after
it's-
themselves.
Yeah, of course.
And the voting boundaries were gerrymandered to favour Protestants. There were
So Catholics would never get in a
So
position.
really like grandfather clausing stuff, like a bit like in the States.
there
Yeah.
were policies of only one house gets a vote, and they did that because more Catholics would have more people in the household.
Well, of course, yeah.
So then they went only one
That is
house can
wild.
vote.
Yeah.
But they didn't account for fucking Irish families, Bonnie Blue and themselves. Like having a million
But
kids.
you
Listen,
didn't know that
listen.
these women are beautiful. Yeah.
People buck the music sometimes. Listen to the Irish folk music.
I'll stick on the rattling ball,
Do you know
you'll
what I
kill
mean?
her.
Yeah, fucking right. So like there was a bit of rattling going on back in the day.
I love how you say people fuck the music sometimes. I have to.
Do you have
What?
to?
Have to have music on.
Why?
Do you have a playlist ready to go?
Yeah.
Good boy.
Have you got it on Spotify?
Yeah. Do you want to hang on? I'll go through it.
We have to go through it.
And it's always the same-
I get now I'm not faulting you
Oh my
because I like music, like,
Yeah.
but I don't need to have it.
Okay, but then do you know how well you're doing based on what song's on when you come?
Yeah.
Yeah, good boy. Because you're
So
like,
this
I've
is-
lost
You know how long
it.
you
I've
think
lost
that?
it ages
Have,
this
have
time.
You, have you got past 4 songs?
Yeah, it's what I want to know. Which is the song? How many in? How many are on
Man,
there?
I don't even know the second song on the playlist is.
Bonnie Blue's like, is that you, William?
Yeah. Man, there's 35 songs in this. That's ambitious.
He backs himself. Okay.
fucking right.
Of a Glastonbury Legends slot
Jesus.
length of time.
Do you stop
What
playing
is
it when
the
you go pick
opening
her
song?
up?
The opening song's very important.
Coming Down by The Weeknd,
Hilarious.
which
The
is
Weekend is box anthem.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then
100%. Weekend is bucking songs. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. You listen
Yeah.
to The Weekend, that's fucking
Yeah.
essential.
then
Yeah.
Fuck Me for Free by DJ Khaled and Drake. Would you fuck me for free?
So
Imagine
great.
imagine lying there and you're fucking
Oh my god.
getting it on and that comes on.
It goes on and on. Yeah.
So
After that,
good.
we go into Ride It by Jay Sean.
Oh my god, you've really themed this and I'm obsessed
Yep.
with it. Okay, great. Yeah.
Then we go into Under the Influence by Chris Brown. Now that's when you slow down
So I
in
was going to
pace.
say, this is when you start making love to her. Okay, great.
And then Cinderella by Mac Miller. Phenomenal.
Jesus, you're in love by this stage,
Oh,
aren't
yeah,
you,
yeah.
babe? Yeah.
Then we go into Or Nah by The Weeknd, which you would know that song. It's like, do you like it when I pluck my ting or nah? Or not? Great song. Then we go into Pussy Fairy by Jenny Aiko. For some reason, Do I Want to Know by the Arctic Monkeys is in there.
That's an outlier.
That's just for me to go tune.
I was going to say, that's when you
And then the Gorillas comes on and that's when you're
Yeah.
cleaning up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
getting around the house.
That's when you go make a toasty. Yeah.
Also, super weird one, Intro by the XX.
What was it go?
Down, 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 down.
It's so
Bong, bong,
good.
bong. Blind by SZA,
Sure.
which is normally the position I'm in.
It's when you come in a phase.
Yep. And we finish on Thinking About You by Frank Ocean.
We finished.
Oh, we
finished.
finished. We finished.
Oh, realistically, we've finished
By
by
the way,
Coming Down
I
by
have
the
seen
Weekend.
William taking his shoes off and getting undressed in a room. He will go through 9 of them songs before he gets to that last one. So this is
Melody's
just
not
his-
a strong point.
Mine would just be the full Monty fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
This is so great.
Do you ever a song you think it's sexy and then you put it on, you're like, oh, this isn't.
Oh, this is gonna kill everything.
When I wrote to play at Christmas, we had to get a stripping song for me, and I wanted Gary Glitter, Rock and Roll Part 2.
Oh, you can't strip to that.
No,
Yeah.
it's a fucking tune.
Well, you
You
did the
can't.
fucking
Mate,
primary
that's,
school?
that's like fucking coming out on stage, like fucking that, right? But then he ended up going with like fucking take my hat off or keep your hat on or fucking something like that.
You can leave
Yeah,
your
that
hat
there.
on.
Right, okay, yeah.
So
that is a
was
hot
it.
song.
Yeah. So that's what it was. But it's
Hot
so
stuff
different.
Donna Summer.
It's so different. The age gap.
yeah.
The age
Onward
gap
soundtrack.
between the songs, like fucking that. Earned It by fucking The Weeknd that's a fucking tune.
Oh yeah, fuck to the weekend. What about you? Do you have set songs?
Not really.
You're sticking on classical
no, I think I
FM?
don't have sex enough. Do you know what I mean?
Fair
I just,
enough.
I can't remember. I remember there was a time when I did have a playlist, and an ex had made it for me, and it was actually brilliant. And it usually got real at Foxy Lady by Jimi Hendrix, and I was like,
Okay.
this is good actually. This is great.
You know you a sweet little heartbreaker.
Oh, see, I couldn't put Jimi Hendrix on. I couldn't put Hendrix on because Hulk Hogan used to come out the Voodoo Child.
You just grab the belt on the shelf and just
Put it over her head.
And just, yeah, I just stand in the middle of it like, yeah.
Willie and his wee red wine front.
Oh god.
Fucking DD Taylor.
What about you, Sean? You're a music
Yeah.
guy. Do you have any deep
Yeah.
cuts?
The Eagles Hotel California is a good fucking song.
You're
For
fucking
shagging?
For shagging?
Oh, that's for hanging yourself, babe.
Yeah. That's a real depressing one.
Yeah.
By the way, no music is played when I'm fucking shagging, if I'm shagging, because I'm married and have kids, so usually it's like
Yeah, that's true.
it's usually fucking pillows behind the fucking the bed. fucking
Yeah.
thing,
You made
you know.
like a fort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get rhythm to Cocomelon.
Mr. Tumble.
Miss Rachel's like,
I'm happy.
That you came.
Oh,
Something special.
God, buzzkill. I mean, maybe work it out. I
That
don't
guy
know.
must be fucking loaded, Mr. Tumble. Like,
Oh yeah.
No, I don't
He
think
has an
so.
OnlyFans.
I don't think so. He does like pantos and stuff for Christmas.
And he is not the highest paid panto person in the UK.
May McFatridge is
May McFadden is
Bollocks.
Wait,
Shit.
what? Who's the most
May
high
McFadden
paid?
here is the
legend.
Highest paid.
legend, like fucking totally like, and it's run by the company from Liverpool that does all the pantos in the UK, and he is the highest paid. He's
God,
fucking,
like, good
royalty.
lad. It's an honor, man. Those
Do you know what?
pantos.
And this is true. What the highest touring act in the world is, like grossing?
I actually think I might know who it is. Is it Russell Peters?
Nope.
Is it the speaker, Jordan Peterson?
It will blow your mind.
I reckon it will. It's going
but
to be one
will
of those.
make sense.
Is it going to be a violinist?
Thank Mr. Tumble.
Oh,
Oh, is it? Oh my
the-
God, is it Uncle Roger?
Nope.
Is it Demons from Australia?
The Wiggles.
The Wiggles, yeah. That's right. I fucking knew that.
The Wiggles clean up. Clean up.
As a touring act.
Yeah. They do arenas, mate.
OnlyFans, Wiggles.
Wiggles.
Wiggle,
Wiggle
wiggle,
everything.
wiggle, wiggle, don't stop.
So they are just like cajillionaires.
Yeah, they've been going for 30 years. They are the highest. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but when me and Shane were in Australia, the people who were managing us managed the Wiggles. And they were like, these motherfuckers got banked, like.
Fuck, man. We're idiots.
I tell you, and if you want to tear up, see if you were a kid's entertainer, you'd get the single mass. You'd clean up.
Yeah, but you probably would.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, you get,
Would you want them?
Yes.
She's like,
Watch your fucking mouth for a minute there, Paddy McDonald. Yeah.
listen, what I mean is, think about this. You've just done a fucking show, and you've got a single mum that's just going to go, my wee boy's a big fan of yours. Can you go into the bedroom and do a wee show for him? You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm a big fan of your boys.
That is a mum is bringing home the absolute bacon at Christmas. You brought home a wiggle.
The Wiggle?
Your kid wakes up on Christmas morning, there's a wiggle in mummy's bed.
Just imagine a kid
We can eat his fucking cornflakes, and then Mr. Wiggle walks and he goes,
smoking a fag in the kitchen.
Yeah,
He
this
comes
is-
in at breakfast and goes, fruit salad.
Yummy, yummy.
I bet they're cokeheads. I bet they are absolute raging psychopaths.
Mummy, I seen Mr. Wiggles wiggle.
I love the idea they're just raging fucking cokeheads.
I bet they are.
Yeah,
Like, they've gotta
100%.
be.
100%.
Turn that up.
It's like, but it's like Blippi. Like me, I talked to Dave Elliott about this. I fuck it, Blippi. I would see fucking dead. I would see Blippi like set on fire and burnt in a town. I hate Blippi so much.
Fuck him.
But that guy's on something. He's on something.
There's been a couple of them.
Pardon?
There's been a couple of different
Yeah.
What the fuck is Blippi?
Did you not know this?
Willie, he's so
He's
awful.
a cunt.
He's on
a
YouTube.
Cunt is the only way you can describe him.
When I used to nanny, it was my one thing. I was like, Blippi does not come on in this house.
Yeah, because he encourages kids to talk funny and then act a cunt.
I'd be mental.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he's worth 90 million, so...
Yeah.
I hate him.
How many Blippis has there been? This is the point. There's fucking been a couple of...
Yeah.
Did one Blippi get caught doing something? And
yeah, I
put in
think he
jail?
did. He was a stand-up.
There's 2 Blippies.
Yeah. He's like, hey kids, welcome to Sun. And you're like,
Did
oh!
the fucking kill off
Pee
the
Wee
other pal?
Herman. I didn't like that cunt.
Yeah,
Pee
you
Wee
know
Herman.
something wrong behind the eyes.
I felt he was done unfairly.
Was he a pedo or something? Or
No.
was he caught wanking?
He was caught wanking in a porn theatre.
He's only human.
Oh, come on.
That's not that
Also,
bad.
I was saying this, like, I've been since I got my new tits, I've been reverse Louis C.K.ing more male comedians. Like, I have shown, without consent, more boys. Like, I've just been like, look at them! And they're like, Hatty! Like, yeah, it is, I am such an apex predator at this stage.
You
on
need
the
to be
circuit, like-
careful of that because I used to get my thing out and like it got to the stage that people talked about it. And then it
Yeah,
had to
but
be
I want them
stopped.
to because I
The
want them to.
younger ones haven't seen it.
I've never
Yeah.
seen it.
It
no.
used to be a thing.
I
So-
I just think bring that back. I wouldn't mind.
You can see mine's about the floor somewhere. I don't know.
Willie the Telescope fucking Thompson.
It's my favourite clip ever.
It's actually doing quite well.
It's doing very well for me, I'll tell you that.
Well, this is the thing.
Take a big advert.
When you generate interest in something, it's like, as I said, the tattoo on mine.
Yeah.
Like, all my friends' mothers came
Yeah.
to me at my wedding and they were like, can I see it? And you're like, no.
Of course you can.
No. And they're like, but it's not the thing. I want to see the tattoo. It's like an excuse.
I'm just a
Yeah.
fan of artwork.
Yeah, see, I think the boys say they're being very, because they know that when I walk into them, they're all being very sweet, and they're like, how are you? How's baby? I'm like, great. How's your tits? I'm like, great, thank you so much. They all know they have to ask.
That's one
It's my
benefit you're
proudest
taking
thing.
from it. Yeah, you're loving it.
Although Ishan, I showed him the other day, I was like, but look at them. And he's like, I have to tell you something. I was like, oh, don't say it. No, please don't say it. He was like, they're now just normal size. I was like, don't do that. Like, they're so stupendous.
I don't know what I thought Isham was going to say. I thought he was going to say, like, it's Ramadan or something. He can't see tits.
he can't see. He can't eat.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
he was like, no, they're just
I can't see the
normal
tits
now.
until sunset.
Yeah, I can only see them first thing in the morning if you could send me.
No, I do. Fuck it. I just think when you're proud of something, show them. Do you know what I
Fair.
mean? It seems like giving.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if you could get a dick job, you'd do it.
What?
Like a,
Well, you have had one
Are
apparently.
you actually serious? Has it actually made it bigger? From a Zempic?
because it's not from a Zempic, it's from getting skinnier.
Oh, so is it proportional?
Yes.
Yes.
That's
Right,
my
so
point.
it's not-
So he's
okay.
lost weight, so he doesn't have a big belly. So
But
now
there's,
Fine.
there's
so
more,
you can
more,
see more
the
of
appearance
it.
looks
Yeah.
more to work with.
Okay.
Not the appearance, like gem-wise, like more comes out.
Do you think that?
Yes.
Have you measured it?
Do you know how fucking fat I was?
Yeah, but Willie, there's no.
Have I measured it? Get a Coke can
Yeah,
out
do it
now,
now.
do it.
Come on, I don't care.
Only 3 of them. Sorry, Pepsi,
So
come
you
we're
reckon
boycotting.
actual
But-
like centimeter sizing? It's got bigger
Nah,
Like from
this
base-
This is the way I'd put it,
from
right?
base. Okay.
If you put your penis beside Hattie's tits before she was pregnant, right? To if you put your penis beside Hattie's tits now that she's pregnant,
Yes, I mean-
your dick has got smaller.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
It's like the old 50p and the new 50p.
You give it to me?
You underestimate my power.
You underestimate my tits. Incredible.
And
This is why more women in
to go?
comedy.
Pardon?
How long have you got to go?
So I'm 5.5 months, so I've got 3.5 left. So it'll be at dead meat. So that all the more reason to come.
Why don't you have a live birth?
Yeah, no, we're gonna do it at dead meat. The baby will be touch wood.
It'll
The
be
baby
like,
will do it at 10
who
meat.
will go and see Willie fucking fighting a guy in a wheelchair or Hattie having her baby?
Yeah. Fuck's sake, Freddie, you scheduled these at the same time. I beat the fuck out of it
water
the same
birth?
Yeah, I beat the fuck out of
Are
it.
you
I had a
having the water
wheelchair for
birth?
no one.
No, oh my god, can you imagine actually that double bill? Cunt and the gang, cunt and the baby.
Here we have Hattie with the baby. It's coming at the fanny.
No, I'm not going to do water birth. I was one of those where they were like, they're doing that like nicely. They were like, so Miss Preston, what's your birthing plan? I was like, get it out.
Yeah.
I was like, shut up. At one point they were like, do you want the aromatherapy woman? I was like, I will, if you suggest heroin, I will take heroin. Like, I just get it out, get me in it home from the hospital. I don't give a fuck how
I
you
was
do
so over
it.
the
I think when you get to that stage,
Yeah, what?
like
When you put it up in your story, they were probably so over the moon for you.
Oh,
Because you
bless
told me
you.
about
I
it.
know, I
and
think
you're
I told you. Yeah.
I'm so happy.
No, it was, I can't really hide it now. It's like,
what do you mean? Was it a planned thing or?
oh, yes, so I'm IVF. So, because I'm doing it by myself, so it's IVF.
Yeah.
So it's
Not a
sperm donor and all that.
Yeah, you didn't
I
get the
know.
paramount.
Yeah. She
but
was fired into it,
Colin
but
But I
Murphy
think,
Joker.
but I think when you were over, I was in the middle of it, or I just had it. I'd done the.
you were in the middle of the process.
Of the process, yeah. So all the boys, everyone like knows I've been in it, but obviously there's that moment where you're like, obviously you know this, you got kids, like there's that bit at the beginning where you're like, you just don't want to jinx anything. Do you know what I mean? You're like, obviously it's so exciting, you're so blissed out. You're like, just hold on, just hold on,
Once you
just
get
hold
to
on,
the
yeah,
later
and
kids, you're
then
like, oh fuck.
You saw that clip though, the American woman talking about IVF, but she keeps calling it UVF.
Yeah.
stop it.
Yeah.
So good.
People have families because of UVF.
Yeah.
UVF.
Is that not my
Just a
experience?
guy in a balaclava stand behind her.
So you told me you were doing it. I was so excited for you.
No, what? I was so lucky, but it's been lovely. I've had a lovely time. How many have you got? 2. How many kids you got?
4?
4.
Jeez, good lad. That's cool.
Yeah.
You still like him?
Someone?
Yeah, great.
Not all of them.
They're fine.
Once you get to the last ones, like the first one's like, Sean's
Yeah.
just had a wee boy. So he's like,
Congrats.
doting over him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm just sitting because I've got a boy at 18 and I'm going,
Yeah.
you wait. You fucking wait.
Oh my God,
You
I
know?
know.
He's
What
your
is-
best mate at that age.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. Like, he used to
Yeah.
come home from work and he'd be lying on the floor and you're like watching fucking In the Night Garden with him and you're like, he's so fucking cool and he pissed in my mouth back then and you didn't care. Whereas when he pisses in my mouth now, I'm like,
It's fetish. I know. It's a whole
You know what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah, I know.
you know, but it's a mad thing. But it is great. Babies are great. I like babies.
Yeah.
I like babies. Like, it's like
Why is your son R. Kelly?
my mind was no, I'm not
See, it is that when you're when you're younger and your dad is your best mate, and then you become a teenager and your dad doesn't get why you don't want to be his mate anymore
because you realise that he's a dick.
because he's a wanker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's how you're like.
When you're young and you have a mad cousin or a mad older relative, you think they're cool as fuck.
yeah,
And then when you're older and they're still like that, you're like, he's a cunt.
yeah, he's a fucking
Yeah, an idiot.
Yeah, and
Do you know
you
what I mean?
can't come to Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
God, but it's fun
Which
though.
is, you're fucking.
That's,
I love that
That's your
story.
dad off.
man has more stops than Santa at Christmas. That Phil.
I don't think he bothers.
He'll
Does he?
see this. No,
Yeah,
no, he does not.
Hey, you don't know that. You did everything.
So what is harder? Because you've both. What's harder, a teenage boy or a teenage girl to manage?
Oh, I know. I've got my bet
it's,
on
it's a
that.
completely different fucking. Because with the teenage boy, it's like a teenage boy is like having. Let me put it in perspective of like dogs. Know if you had like a big mongrel.
The most traveler
You know when
analogy you've ever
you know when
given.
you had a big mongrel, right?
Yeah.
A big dog, and you didn't give a fuck about it. You knew you just let
Yeah,
it out
yeah,
in the
yeah,
street. You knew it would be okay.
Yeah.
And you didn't really give a fuck about it. But then you have daughters who are like show dogs.
Yes.
And you will not let it out into the street in case them fucking dogs try to fuck it, right?
No.
And they'll ruin her. That's the way it is.
What a way to put it.
I think it's more like, what is it? When you have a teenage boy, you're worried about what they're going to go out and do. When you have a teenage girl, you worry about what they're going to go out and have done to them. And it's like this just. I think it's like the final stage of male kind of evolution is seeing girls and being like, oh my God, all my past sins are coming back to haunt me. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like,
Completely.
and it's why your dad, like my dad is so protective of his daughters. And after that, he's like, yeah, he's having a great time. Because dad's he's like, I know what they're all thinking. I know what they're doing. And it's but
a
also
scary
teenage girls are some hella work.
See,
Like,
this is
Nah, nobody
piece of
prepared me.
work.
Like, I've talked about this on stage. Nobody prepared me for the fucking brown toilet seat.
woof. Sure.
what's that?
That's what I mean. This is what
Fake
I mean.
tan?
Fake fucking tan.
Right.
It stains the seat.
Stains
and then your
everywhere.
seat looks like it's shit on it.
Yeah.
And you clean and you clean and you clean.
I live with two
Nobody
80-year-olds
prepared
and
me
they
for
shit.
Girls
They
don't
shit.
poo.
Yeah, they shit.
Girls don't
it. But
poo.
you can clean it off. This is the thing. Fake tan, you can't. It's a fucking, and it just looks dirty.
But also the mind games. Like we lie. Do you know what I mean? Like there is no greater evil in the world than a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Like there is something like
I've tried my hardest to say to her, tell me, because I have a 15-year-old daughter.
Oof.
And I'm like, tell me anything.
Yeah.
And you're not in trouble.
No.
Yeah.
That's
You
not
just
the
want to
key.
know. It's like
Yes, I'd rather
need
know.
to know. Yeah.
And be disappointed, but deal with it.
Yeah.
Than fucking hate it and then not deal with it.
Fucking,
and then
it's
hate it.
smart.
What my
It's
mum
like-
used to do with me and my sister would go, instead of going, you're not to drink.
Yeah.
You're never allowed to drink, because she knew she would drink herself when she was a teenager. It's not
Yeah.
realistic. She goes, I'll buy you your drink,
that.
because then I know what you've had.
Yeah.
And then if you were to give me a fucking liter of vodka, she'd go, no.
No, 'cause it's
you'll get a
disgusting.
you'll get a quarter bottle. And
Yeah.
that's plenty. And people would be like, why would you not?
Buy a quarter bottle of vodka. Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Not
But
even.
it is. It's,
The guys
it's
that
way
were going
better
to say,
that
here,
way.
you can have a West Coast cooler or something.
No, my mum would go, because then she'd go,
Not a 10 glass bottle of vodka. I can have a quarter.
also I was a wee fruit, so I'm
Go
like,
and get
can I have a bottle of Cactus Jacks? but her thinking, and I agree with it,
Yeah.
is
Yeah, no,
I was like
100%
15, 16, she's like, you're going to drink. If I know what you've had, then I know how bad you're going to get.
I also think, well, my parents, it was quite smart. I didn't realise it at the time. I don't think they realised at the time. We drank at home. So we drank nice at home. We drank nice wine. We drank like nice stuff, like we drank nice at home.
Yeah.
So it meant that when we went out and everyone was on like the shitty little
were like,
bodies, that we were like, ugh, do you know, like I think, so it didn't hold that thing. Obviously you're on your Bacardi Breezes and your Smirnoffs and your WKDs, like, lols. It was obviously, how are you going to get fingered when you're 14? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, but when you actually got into, I remember trying to down vodka and being like, "Grr," and obviously it's Sainsbury's vodka, so you're like,
Yeah, it's like fucking
it's
stuff you put in
acid,
your car.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I do think that if you develop calmly, it's what the French get so right. If you calmly develop a palate for nice alcohol and the enjoyment of alcohol, actually the like shotting back schnapps archers is like not it.
Yeah.
It's not the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's managing it that way.
Yeah.
And do you know what? You can't get it right because you just don't know.
of course you can't.
and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're going, am I doing right for doing wrong? Am I doing wrong for doing right?
Yeah, and you'll get judgment from everyone.
Of course.
I don't judge people because I don't have kids, and I know, like, I'm going to make fucking mistakes. I would always go, like, I'd never let my kids have an iPad. I have nieces and nephews that scream a house down the minute I go, iPad.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, shut up.
Listen, it's one of them ones where you were like, when you were younger, see, when I have kids, they're going to have this and they're going to have that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And
no.
when you have them, you're like, nah.
Yeah. I remember being
I
like,
think the worst, correct me if I'm wrong, from what I can tell, having not done it yet, but now starting to be around these groups, the worst thing about parenting is other parents. Like, I can't believe
past remarkable.
they're like this sort of. I did pregnancy yoga for a bit and I wanged on about this and they shut up. I hated it so much because these women were ostensibly being like, this is how it's going to be. This is how I'm talking about, like, you're about to walk into an enchanted forest of magic and love and your baby.
fuck
And I
off.
was like, could you fuck off? I'm about to have a hybrid vagina asshole. Like, what do you mean it's an enchanted forest? Stop. This is why women get PTSD.
Yeah.
Because
Because they're not prepared.
Stop it.
Fucking prepare them for it, yeah.
I just think everyone should be allowed to, like, find it how they find it, be what they're going to be, work it out how they're going to work it
Yeah.
out, without these women being like, but isn't it just the most incredible thing? And like, this is how we do it. And this is how, because we're really making sure that they, understand their morals and their, and you're like, oh, just shut up.
Have you went into the nesting period yet?
No, not yet. Because I'm still in that period of like, well, like the other day I bought, what did I buy the other day? I brought up a bunch of stuff my best friends brought me, like the snooze and the like shaky chair and the, this word forever, like the shaky chair and the nappies.
Yeah.
And I got really like, I'm still in that like,
Coming to be real, yeah.
right, but I'm still in that like, don't jinx it. Don't, like I'm navigating that bit where I feel like if I overcommit, I'm
Yes.
gonna like the universe is gonna punish me for it. Yeah, exactly.
Get you.
But at some point, I'm going to have to buy wet wipes and a bed. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Get you.
and just, but yeah.
But you're living, you don't mind saying
No,
that.
no.
Where are you living now?
Liverpool.
Right, so you live in Liverpool,
Yeah.
but you obviously didn't grow up there.
Yeah, no.
oh, fuck no. Listen to
This.
No, I know,
yeah.
I know. I
No,
didn't want
no, I'm absolutely down.
She could be the girl that just woke up. Do you know the people that wake
Yeah,
up with
the
the fucking...
stroke victim.
The girl that woke up in Southampton that just sounded Chinese.
This native Scouser who got Queen's RP. It was like, hello, everybody.
Could you imagine if you were a Scouser and you woke up with a fucking...
They'd kill me.
They'd probably kill themselves. But
No.
How are you happy with bringing the child up in Liverpool?
Yeah, I cannot wait. It's one of my favourite things. Like, I love, like, Scouse kids are fucking hysterical.
Getcha.
Those little accents, like, they're also good. I lived in Chicago for a long time. I think Liverpool and Chicago are really similar. They are two cities built on a love of alcohol and sport, which I fucking love, with a close second being comedy and music.
Right,
like,
okay.
I'd say both cities are very similar on that. And they're just good kids. Like, they're good peeps,
Getcha.
good kids. Like, it's just a bit of, like, wholesomeness to the whole thing. Whereas
Getcha.
I remember being in London, obviously I'm born and bred London, but it just got so, I was like it's so fucking soft now. And I'm sorry to sound like one of those comics who's like, you can't, but it was just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
So you've settled in your head.
I
like,
love it. I love it out there, and we're already, it's just they're a good gang. I like the
I get
Liverpool
you.
peoples.
See, my problem with that stuff, like when you're in London where it got so sensitive, I kind of feel it was being weaponized. Like, they don't like this act, or they're getting jealous of this act, so they start finding, well, that's kind of actually problematic. When it's not really, they just want to give off about something.
Yeah, totally that.
Are you,
Fred-
we're talking about comedy here?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
No, I mean, listen, he's not perfect. Freddie has a joke that is it starts off being about trans. It was years ago. I watched people walk out in Vauxhall, so in South London, Southwest London, like walk out the show and be like, he can't, and the manager who knows Freddie was like, what point did you walk out? And they're like, as soon as he started saying about trans women, he's like, did you listen to the end? It's actually, like, for Freddie, a very progressive joke about how we all identify as something different, how we all are a version of ourselves. But they didn't say for the end. They didn't say for the end where he wraps it up and
just
is
get
like,
offended
they just got
once you
offended.
hear a
Heard someone who looks like Freddie and speaks like Freddie. Importantly, northern working class male. They saw that.
Well, Kant is reformer built, like,
100,
from,
but, like,
from visually.
I think
it
he
is-
looks like a fucking King Edward in the fucking the thing.
But so they saw and heard what they felt they saw and heard, stormed out, made a complaint, and you didn't hear the end.
Yeah.
You didn't hear the end
Yeah.
where he wraps it up, and you just go, cool. It just was all. I mean, I was a nanny in London for a long time, and I love those kids like I will love my own. Like, I love those kids. But even I picked Ralphie up from school one day, and she was like, "Well, Ralphie was on the thinking chair today." I was like, "Why? Why was Ralphie on the thinking chair? He's fucking sunshine. This is just a kid who's just never had to worry about. He was such a good, decent boy." I was like, "Why was he on the thinking chair?" She's like, "Well, he pushed Eliza." I was like, "He pushed a little girl?" I bawled him out on the street, like in front of her parents, in front of her, in front of everyone. I was like, bawled him out on the street. And they're like, "Oh, sorry, we don't actually use the word naughty." I was like, "Excuse you? You don't use..." The other word I was going to use was a fuck lot worse than naughty, let me tell you. Like,
you little cunt.
I was like,
you fucking
get over it.
nuisance.
But I bawled him out on the street because I was like, number one, I need Ralphie to remember that the day he pushed a girl was one of the worst fucking days of his life. Number two, I need her to know that no boy, even though you're 3.5, no boy ever lays a hand on you and it's massive. And more importantly, I need her parents to know that the person part raising
It's
him
the
knows that this is inexcusable. Like, number one, get him off the fucking thinking chair and throw him outside.
Yeah,
like,
hit
what
him
do
with
you
the fucking
mean?
thinking chair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, he pushed a little girl. And I was like, you all are mad. Like, you all have lost your mind. And I understand that people are going to comment on this and be like, actually, it's been proven that, calm, positive reinforcement. Get fucked. Like, absolutely not. Am I going to be part responsible for unleashing another man into the world who, in some part of his brain, thinks he gets away with pushing a little girl? Like, there's no version of the world.
There's nothing worse, too, than you see a kid being a dick in public, like, screaming.
Yeah.
And the parents just like, Thomas. And you're like, try something else, because that's the 8th
Yeah.
Thomas, and he's not
Maybe he's
responsible.
not called Thomas.
Or worse than that, they're like, if you have a
That was
biscuit. Or worse than that, they're like, if you have a biscuit, will you calm down? If you have a biscuit, will you calm down? So he's getting a prize?
Yeah.
He's getting a prize for this.
yeah.
Like, I love, again, I'm going to get in trouble for this. The Scouse women bawl their kids out. Like, I've seen them on the bus just chew them out. And you're like, it's why they're good peoples. Like, everyone knows
Doesn't
as
do
much
you
as they
any
give it
harm.
all
we
of
get,
it.
We
like,
get fucking killed. Like,
yeah.
I've
like,
said it before, it's the problem I have with the south of England, that you can tell it's a nation, like, just a lot of people who no one has ever in their life went, will you fuck up?
Yeah, shut
Will you
up.
actually
Yeah.
fuck up?
You can tell that the Vikings stayed around the north of England.
Yeah.
Yeah. But interestingly, then you put it in a comedy perspective, and obviously everyone's given it like the toxic men, and Liverpool gets such bad rap for the toxic men. Toxic men. It's like, I have, coming from London, never been treated better by comics, by bookers, by the men on the scene. I was like, these are people who walk you to your car, make sure you got home safe. With all of this going on, have been just the most supportive, most excellent. I was like, this notion of respect, this hypothetical notion of respect and propriety is like, boots on the ground, these are the most respectful, decent, kind humans I've ever worked with.
Working class northern areas, like
Exactly.
here,
But that's why
the women will fucking fuck you up.
But that's why I think Belfast and Liverpool scenes are so similar.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's what you get a lot of shit, like the Liverpool boys do for being very Boise.
We always do,
And I've
yeah.
said, we've talked about this so much, I get so cross because I'm like, they're Boise scenes because the boys started getting into comedy. They're not welcoming to girls. I mean, look how you've all been with me, like how like Diona, everyone is.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not welcoming to girls. There's just for whatever reason, and that's something we need to address, why the girls aren't getting into it. But they're not Boise because they hate women. They're Boise because the boys are there doing
Yeah.
it. And it's they're way open for it.
I do have a belief. See, like, yes, we're not always the most fucking PC and like feminist in our beliefs and the things we say. I always find, do you ever meet a guy who's like, I'm a male feminist.
Oh,
we need
God.
we need to protect women. And in my mind, I'm going, from you. You're the creepy one,
Yeah.
and you have just found this way to be like fucking. well,
Also,
here's
those are the
how
guys
I
you're
get
like,
in.
how many women you got left on red on your WhatsApp right now?
Yeah.
Like, how many women have you not responded back to?
but
like,
I mean,
disrespecting,
That's not a bad thing necessarily, but if you're painting yourself as
That's what I mean. Is this like respecting this and all? I'm just like, get out of here. I mean, my best mate, my first mate who I met of all you lot was McCann, who was like the biggest girl and like the sweetest. And it was always just so funny to me that they were like, oh, the fucking Belfast boys is toxic. I was like, if you spent 5 minutes with Aaron McCann.
toxic masculinity, it's me and McCall. Me like, do you see John Cena's a bad guy now?
Oh, McCann like crying with a bottle of rosé in his hand and a kiwi melon vape. Like,
yeah,
In pajamas eating kebabs, being like, who do you fancy?
we really did, but the problem we had was we just didn't have a big pool of girls.
girls.
And do you know what? I fucking putting girls on your nights would actually help
Yeah.
the fucking
Breaks it
scene.
up, yeah.
Like, in terms of like so, but we didn't have that many. Like I remember I started a comedy club, and the first night I had Teresa Livingston on.
Yeah.
Who is
Who's-
one of my favourite actors.
She's fucking brilliant,
Yeah.
really, really good, and she's musical, and she's a wee bit of everything.
So good.
And her husband Fraser, he fucking does comedy as well. So I just put the two of them on together.
I love him.
He's a cunt, but he's very good. Once he met her, his comedy was fantastic. By the way, just she.
Yeah.
fucking
It's amazing what a good
so
woman can do,
changed.
isn't it?
She
Yeah.
changed this whole
Yeah.
thinking of life.
Yeah.
But she was the first one on, and then I remember like the next two nights was like, male lineups, but
Yeah.
there was 3 people on each night, which was me and a support act and a headline act.
Yeah.
And then the 4th month was like girls again.
Yeah.
We didn't have that pool of acts. Do you understand what I mean?
Oh,
So
no,
it was-
Liverpool's exactly the same.
people
The girls
just took
aren't
the
there.
posters where there was no girls on it,
Yeah.
and they were like, "This night's a cunt of a thing," and I'm like, "Please go and look at the annual fucking posters and tell me that there wasn't." Yes, it's not 50-50
No.
by any means,
But we don't have that.
But
You
we
don't have those
don't have it.
numbers.
Yeah.
And I've said before, and it's when I got into trouble, I was like, the thing we need to ask is why women aren't getting into it. That is the thing that worries me. That's the question. Why are they getting into it? What is it about this that make women go, that's not for me. But worst thing you can do, and I say this as someone
too
who's been
busy on
this guy-
OnlyFans.
Yeah, who'd be making the sandwiches? But the thing, and I've been this girl. I got put on lineups before I was ready. Like a few years ago, I got put on big
This
boy
is
lineups.
what happens with girls, yeah.
Before I was ready, like, and it happened in the Northwest. I was on a lineup about 3 years ago, I think it was, with oh my god, Brennan Reese was headlining. Sorry, Brennan Reese was opening, or emceeing. Then Mick Ferry,
Jesus.
then me, then Jeff Innocent.
Fuck.
I was 3.5, 4 years in. Like, I was like, this is.
I'd be nervous on that lineup.
Yeah.
This is horrific. And I was like, and everyone in this room will leave going, women aren't as funny. They're right to. As of tonight, are based on tonight, they are correct. I was like, it wasn't like, if it had been Nina Gilligan, if it had been Jojo Sutherland, if it had been Katie Tracy, like different kettle of fish,
Get you.
I was so young and new and obviously was doing well for where I was at, but I'm still 3.5 years in and I'm a newer comic. And it was horrific. And
Even a male comic that was at that level,
right,
was gonna
would have been like,
struggle.
I'm fucked. So
would have
it's
felt
one of
the
those
same
where you
way.
go, girls, careful what you're fighting for, because actually what we should be fighting for is to have the same, we should be allowed to grow in the dark for the same amount of time as you guys did.
Yeah.
You guys, the reason the Liverpool scene, your scene pops off so much is, as much as everyone's like, oh, there's this new scene and social media, like, nah, these lot have been going for 10, 15 years plus. Like, this is, you all got to mature and become brilliant in the dark by yourselves in anonymity, and now it's been so worth it. This last weekend actually was hysterical. So the Have a Word boys have been brilliant with me. They're so supportive and great and lovely with me. Now, luckily, I'd had a good roast before Christmas. Like, they'd done their Have a Word roast and I'd have been a good girl and had a nice time on it. So this weekend they put me on their Murderers Row lineup, and it was one of those nights again where Dan Nightingale MC'd, like went up and did the first half.
Was this at Nottingham?
And Birmingham, babe.
Yeah.
So Dan Nightingale, then Sean Walsh, Tom Stade, Adam Rowe then went up and did his 20 at the top of the second. This fucking bell end. And Finn Taylor closed it out.
Fuck.
I was like, what have you done?
I'd be fucking freaking out. Like,
I said to Adam, I was like, Adam, if you had offered me free tickets to watch this show, I would have bitten your hand off. The fact that I am standing in the wings being like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
yeah.
Now, listen, it was 15 minutes. And at that point, you're just like, hit him with the finest 15 minutes you fucking have, girl. Like,
But did it pull you up? Do you know what I mean?
it did.
Yes.
It did, but I think I've
That's
got the
good to hear.
confidence now where
Yes.
I can look at that lineup and go, look, I don't deserve to be here. Everyone knows I don't deserve to be here. All you've got to do is your absolute best, hit him with what you got and just get away with it. Like, it is get away with it.
Yeah.
But it was one of those weekends where you go, what an unbelievable world we
But
have.
on top
Like,
of
what-
everything, like, they put you, like, you were...
They put me in the soft spot, and I was grateful. Adam was like, "We've put you in the soft spot," because he knew that when he told me the lineup, I was like, "What are you doing? What do you do?" Like, and also you had that thing where I realised too late. I was like, Adam's going to go up and he'll MC the second half. Is he fucking going to MC the second half? You're still following Adam Rowe.
Yeah.
You're following 20 minutes of Adam Rowe. I was
On a
like,
have a word
And-
show.
do you
On a
know,
have a word-
I've been going for 14 years, right? And I get put on the closing show in the Galway Festival.
Yeah.
And it was like Dylan Moran. It was like the elite of Irish comedy.
Yeah.
And I'm like Jamone.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I'm looking at the list because I was like told you're on this fucking show, and I was like just to be on the show.
Right.
So I got there like at the very start because I was like, I'm gonna be fucking
just
first
wanna
or
watch.
second.
Yeah,
No, but I was
yeah,
like, I'm
yeah.
gonna be first or second. You know. I'm looking at the list and I couldn't see the name, and I was like, fuck, I'm skundered. I don't mind being here to watch it, but I thought I was on the lineup. And I'm just sitting there and I just didn't think I was on. And then the second half happened and everything. And I was sort of just like, I was happy that I wasn't on. I was just watching.
Yeah.
And they were like, you make it ready because you're on last. And I was like, what? What? Do you know, it was like one of them moments where you go, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm closing? And they're like, of course you're closing. And
Well,
I'm
what
like,
will I tell them?
and I'm like, after all that? And I was like, I haven't, like, I don't prepare, but I really wasn't
Yeah,
prepared.
yeah.
Like, because I had prepared myself that I wasn't on.
Yeah.
I just thought I'm not on the list. But my name was the biggest at the bottom, was just because I was closing, but I didn't know I was closing. And it was one of the moments where I was like, how the fuck do I follow all that? Like, it was just fucking legend after legend after, and I was just, like, embarrassed. Like,
But is there a moment that I had in my head where you go, fuck it? Like, there's a moment where you are so awed. I mean, you shouldn't have been, but like, there's a moment where someone like me is so awed in that situation that you go, fuck it.
I was
Like,
odd.
fuck it.
I was awed by it, but to be honest with you, because genuinely down south of Ireland,
Yeah.
nobody. To a lot of people.
won't hear it, Paddy.
No, but genuinely
Sure,
is.
no,
like,
I appreciate in that context
In
of-
my
yeah,
own
yeah.
fucking thing of the north here, yes, no problem. I'm up there with some of the boys up here, but down there it was just like, I'm not worthy moment. Like, it was
Yeah.
sort of like, and
Do you ever have in your head when you're at a gig like that, you're like, this is my Rocky moment, I'm going to smash
Yes.
it, and you're really confident,
no,
and then
I
you get
didn't.
up and first joke doesn't land, you're like,
I'm a little girl.
I actually, do you know what? I actually
throw the
went,
towel.
Yeah.
people are wanting to go home now.
Yeah.
Do you know, in my head, and I was like,
You've got to be like, hey guys, drive safe. Good, thanks for coming out.
nearly like that. So that's how I went on, and I sort of went, I know you just don't even want to listen because you need to go to the toilet now. You have listened to so many legends. I'm just here to basically tell you there's been a bomb threat, and you just need to, and everybody, give them what they want to hear, and
Give
then
them
I
what
just
they want.
fucked them about. It was just like fucking about with them all,
Yeah.
and they fucking loved it. But I mean, it was one of them where I was like, that could have went so fucking wrong for me
Right.
because it was just one of them moments where I can't believe I'm closing this fucking show. It was
But
just.
I think people really respond to you also acknowledging it. Like, I was in the green room with the boys who are, I mean, those boys, Sean, Tom State, obviously Dan and Adam, and like
Tom
Finn
Steele,
Taylor.
by the way, is my favourite.
He's
I
a
don't
hero.
think he is
Paddy,
like
he is
the top.
He's
like,
a rock star, and he deserves every single word of praise he gets. Not just what he does on stage, which is magic. Off stage, he's just one of those like.
He can make you feel 10 feet up.
He's
Willie, you did
He's
that
the most
fucking
rock and
jump
roll
tonight.
comedian we have in
But-
the world.
He absolutely is. He is absolutely rock and roll. He watched both my sets, both nights, and came over afterwards, gave me a big hug and was like, "Hat, do you mind if I just tell you a couple?"
I
And,
love
and I was like, "Tom, I will never mind you."
Yeah.
I speak on behalf of all comics when I say no one will ever mind you coming over afterwards and having paid them the respect of listening, having paid them the respect of thinking about where you could tweak a couple of things. And he watched both and was just like, "Hatty, you're a fucking force, Hatty." And I was like, "I'm not Tom. I will be one day, but I'm not Tom. You know that." Yeah. And I've got away with it this weekend, but it was one of those like magic weekends where you're just like, this game, man.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
It is.
Like,
When
it's
you
a
when
wild
you get
game.
moments like that, you're like, do you know what? This is
It's
fucking
worth all the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I treasure all the moments too. Like, even the big moments. Like, I had one of them moments where I watched Shane when he first done the Opera House, and I went, I remember me and him driving to play to 15 people in Strabane. You know, them shitty fucking... And back then you didn't... And then I watched Shane and I was like, what he's become now, even, you know, in his act and matured into. And you're like, fuck, he's my mate. Like, we have travelled fucking for all these years, and then see him doing that. Even other people... Seeing other people doing it who's close to you is like one of them moments. But all them wee moments that shaped everything, I treasure. Like, all them are just like wee things that I go,
They're
you know
so
what?
special, aren't they? Yeah.
And like I remember doing the Crown Hotel with Adam and Paul Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And you could hear the fucking people down below, and there was fucking 17 people in the crowd. And now you see them fucking lighting the world up.
Yeah.
You know, like, and you're just like, fuck, I was there back in the day, like, in the trenches with these fuckers. And
but I think it's when we're at our best, and it's what London don't have.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't like London, that like camaraderie, that sort of, I've said this as like, I mean, I remember I cried at Aaron's Waterfront show. Like, not because it was sad, like it wasn't that bad. Like, we flew out from the Cannes Waterfront, and you know what a big deal it was for him, you know what a big night it was, and all that, and like, God, you're fucking proud. Like, you're just so, like, buzzed for the guy. And when his mum came out, I was like, oh, my God. Like, you're so buzzed for each other. And it's what scenes like this, scenes like Belfast, scenes like Liverpool, scenes like Glasgow, another one, a fucking brilliant scene, where they have been so completely ignored by the mainstream, by industry for such a long time, that we are just, everyone's so fucking proud of each other for being like, look what we did. Off our own fucking backs, by the way, not from some like big jazzy agent scooping us up 3 years in and being like, I'm going to put you on Taskmaster and make you a fucking star. Like, this fucking like hustle. And like you said, like 17 people at the Crown, or like what we were talking about this morning, which is, I mean, we're never beyond a bomb. Like, I will have magic shows like I did at the weekend. I know I'm probably a week away from bombing in front of 7 people above a pub. Do you know what I mean?
but that's the human in it.
The best.
Do you know what I mean?
It's the minute you start going, I'm a killer.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Just, I'm a killer and elbow a spider.
Killer, and you fucking took me out.
But it's why this is such a humbler, and it's why it's such a great game.
Yeah.
Because we all know that.
I mean,
We're going to have to wrap up and do a Patreon.
Okay.
Yes, go.
Are you fine to stick around for a Patreon?
Of course I can. Yeah.
Sweet. You have to drive you home. That's just what men do.
Yeah. You're not leaving until you're 12. You're
Hostage.
Have you no self-respect?
You're
What have you offered to
to do our Q&A, which I'm telling you now is mental this week.
See, for everybody,
Guys, come to the Q&A.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
it's kicking off.
our
They're fighting each other.
Patreon is done, right? It to be set on fire
It's
because
insane.
this week it is fucked.
This may be the last one.
Why?
But
You
it's
won't
self-destructed.
Oh no.
We'll find out on the Patreon episode. Come see the fucking madness. It is not like this every week. You've picked a good
Can't
week.
wait.
Have you anything to promote?
Yeah.
No.
Follow her
She's
on
having a baby. She's having a baby. We're going to have a fucking Patreon.
We're having a baby. You'll never see me
baby shower.
again.
We're going to have a Patreon baby shower for
Yeah,
Hatty, and
exactly.
we're going to
Yeah,
get
we
all
will.
the stuff in.
Yeah.
Yes. Have you anything to promote?
Glasgow, Liverpool, and Edinburgh on the 21st to the 23rd of March. Glasgow's nearly gone. Edinburgh's getting there. Liverpool, pick your fucking paces up.
Oh yeah, come on, Liverpool.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Good to go.
Send a picture.
I have, the tour show's happening here. Well, it's almost sold out tonight. You're going to see it tonight. Tomorrow night in Larne, if you want, go to Larne. We've tickets left for that. And then we're heading over to Aberdeen, 14th to 15th of March. Then we're doing the Barlands in Glasgow on the same day as the Celtic Rangers match. Get tickets. There's tickets sold, but get tickets. There's still tickets left. And then we're down in London, Bristol, Liverpool, Nottingham, and Newcastle. So get your tickets. Check it out.
see you then.
See you soon.
Bye.